So hey, you want to hang with me and talk about comic books? I hope you do it for a little while. Let's get this show started. And here we go. Hey, I was off last week. I was out in Texas. Second vacation with my wife. Hung out in beautiful Austin as well as San Antonio. And I met Comic Jabroni. A lot of us know, if you're watching this, I'm sure you know Comic Jabroni. Great guy. We've done some live streams together and hung out with Edwin 2 nights. So, things were cooking. And hey, we're going to go with the Hellboy Beer again tonight. And if you've watched this show, you know I've drank this before. But hey, I never promise a new beer every episode. Okay? Though I try to do that. But when I bought this, I bought 2 of them just because it looks so cool. And it's Hellboy Beer, y'all. I'll put the link to the original episode in the description, but it's a sour beer, 6.6% alcohol. Oh, there's Lucha Man. Have y'all met Lucha Man before? Hi, Lucha Man. He's excited to see you. I mean, I've had Lucha Man by my side doing these videos for so long. I mean, it's like he's more than a device to opening my bottles. But that's what he's going to do right now. He's going to open this bottle. And lastly, Gigantic Brewing Company out of Portland, Oregon. Say bye to Lucha Man. I'm going to go put him under the other monitor here. Something else that was kind of cool is I got this in the mail. If you don't know TonyFate, again, if you're watching this, I'm sure you know TonyFate. He's been doing like this bracketed competition with YouTubers, and this Friday at 9, it's Rob Worst versus Lady Fantastic, and I'm stoked to get this. The competition is $15 worth of purchases against each other. I'm not sure if it's an anonymous thing. I think it is, which is why I can't open this up on camera. But it's badass. So soon enough you'll know what this is if you follow my stuff. If you follow my stuff, yeah. Okay, so yeah, I was out in Texas, and on the return flight home, I saw this movie called Batman and Bill. And it is about co-creator Bill Finger and his struggles to get credit for co-creating Batman. And I had no idea, as I'm sure many of the people watching the movie for the first time, I had no idea that Bob Kane had a co-creator, a ghostwriter, to help him with Batman. So just a brief summary of what was going on. Mark Tyler Nobleman wrote this book, Bill the Boy Wonder, where he was discovering that Bill Finger had ghostwritten many episodes of Batman with Bob Kane, and never got credit. And it was a great source of disappointment for him and his family, as he had children. And eventually Mark had discovered that he, meaning Bill, had a granddaughter who could be an heir to his fortunes. And like I said, it was incredibly stressful for the family to take this on, but they did. And it might change your opinion on them, Bob Kane. If you've ever seen him in interviews, he definitely did not shy away from fame. So might definitely change my opinion on Bob Kane a bit. But I did not even know this movie existed. And spoiler alert, they eventually got Bill Finger eventually got co-creator credits by the time Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice came out. And just a great story, and the little guy succeeding. So I have not heard a lot of people talk about this movie, so it was a surprise to me, and so check it out, Batman and Bill. So that leaves us with books. So, here we go. Over the Ropes, second issue. This was from last week. This was pretty cool by Mad Cave Studios. Looking forward to checking this out. I've mentioned it before. I'm a pretty big wrestling mark. The basic gist of this from issue 1 was our protagonist here. He was a quick fill-in for someone who was supposed to lose in a championship match, and he went off script and got the pin, and so the company is upset with him. So looking forward to checking this out. Oh, and that leads me to my LCS didn't have my copy of Dead Rabbit, which came out last week. Bummer. It is on my pull. They confirmed that. I hope they get it for me. But there's an LCS down the street here. I may go pick it up tomorrow. They'll still have copies, I'm sure. Next up, Batman Curse of the White Knight. Pretty good. Been enjoying this. I enjoyed the first iteration by Sean Murphy better, but this has been good. This has been solid. I've enjoyed it. This came out last week. Did this come out last week? It came out last week. It's a nice companion piece to this. I got a 9.8. Yeah, but look at that. And then we got Once and Future. Honestly, this has been good, but I have not enjoyed any of the issues as much as the first one. And, while there have been some cool fights, well, we got a zombie on the cover there, but there have been some cool fights, but there's just been a lot of blah, 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 blah between the guy and his grandmother and the girlfriend, and not enough, action, but maybe this will remedy that, but, end of the first arc, y'all. End of the first arc, y'all. And this is cool. This was a fun pickup. So I was in the LCS a couple weeks ago, and when they get new books in, sometimes they let me peruse them. Well, they always let me peruse them before they get to sticker them and all that. But I'm usually on my lunch break, and so I got to be in and out. And they had this Shazam, and I was like, this is Shazam #1 from 1973, Bronze Age book. And I was like, Doug, can you put this in my box and after you price it? And I may or may not purchase it. And he was like, not a problem, not a problem, not a problem. So here I come 2 weeks later, and this is in my box. And you see that price? $12. Now, when I looked at this originally, I thought this was easily a $40 or $50 book. But a quick hop over on eBay, and there's some staining on the cover, and there is some wear that that makes this, well, between a $10 and a $20 book. But did I say I thought it was a $40 or $50 book? And I said that, and he said, well, I priced it for you, Dan. But anyways, when I looked this up, it seems to be priced right. But I mean, Shazam #1, y'all. Like I said, there are some copies on eBay, but undervalued book. Shazam #1. Had to have it. Now, I said I was not going to buy any Wonder Woman 750s today, but this J. Scott Campbell cover, oh, I just think it is cool. I am a big Wonder Woman mark, and I loved a lot of these Wonder Woman 750 covers. I think this is very cool. This is a throwback to that issue where she lost her powers in the 70s. And man, I hate to admit it, but I bought a set of the Art Germs. God, those Art Germ covers were pretty. And I also got that Alex Ross cover, not the one where she looks like China the Wrestler, but the one that's the homage to Sensation Comics #1. So, and also, oh my God, the Jenny Frison, the Jenny Frison cover, that looked good too. Ugh. If that's still at the LCS next week, I may... Oh, it's getting weird. I may pick it up. Okay, so that's it for this week. I'm a little low energy right now. I don't know why that is. My apologies. But, well, Comics and Beer, y'all. Thanks for tuning in, and see you next week. I hope so. Peace. Cheers.